everyone. Today is all about Wafted Diamond 225 speakers. I had it for a long time. This is my second one. Previous one was the Asempa from Wafdale, but I bought myself another one a while ago, and then because I really like the sound of the speakers. It's really good with the some of my favorite music, yet they are poorly recorded music, so they don't work well with the high resolution speakers. So that's why I have the Wafted Diamond 225 speakers. What I did was to get the better sound out of my Wafted Diamond 225 speakers, I did a few modifications. As you can see here, the one on the left is the standard as it came from the factory, and the one on the right is the one that I modify. So it raised about like another quarter inch or so compared to our original height. I'm going to put the ruler between these two speakers so you will see the height difference. So here's the difference in height of the two speaker down firing slot bass reflex port. What I did was I replaced the original nylon spacers with the taller one, 100% taller. So the one in the front is standard Wafdale washers or nylon washers or spacers. The one in the back, the taller one, is the one I put in the speaker on the right side. So that's the gap that I try to achieve. I already tested, this is just for demonstration purpose. By modifying that, by changing the nylon spacer, what it did was it produced cleaner, lower mid-range and a bit cleaner bass performance out of these Wafted Diamond 225 speakers, which is a bit more higher resolution than the original one. So, and then next thing I will do is I'm gonna replace the jumper in the back with the Mogami W3104 speaker wires in the back. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Sound improvement is noticeable, easy to do. So let me show you how I did. So all you need is screwdriver to unscrew them. It's very easy to unscrew it. I think they use the M8 bolts. So this is very easy and very cheap modification that you can do. So basically take the bolts out and replace the spacers. That's it. Only thing is you just need to find, you can play around with a different height to fine tune it to the way you like it, and then you can go from there. But to me, this 17 millimeter height works great, perfectly. So this is the plate on the bottom. It's a bit dirty. So this is the washers right there. So basically, just bottom of the Wafted Diamond 225 downfiring port, and then good thing about most of the Wafted speaker, there is a mesh, so you don't get surprises when you open the speakers that are unwanted creatures inside your cabinet. This is the bolts and washers or spacers I'm gonna be replacing. I try stacking all the washers like this, even make it much taller like that, and I didn't like it. So it sounded a bit shallow, sounded a bit less weightier, is lighter, so I prefer use it like this. But your mileage may be vary, depends on your taste and depends on your equipment. Only thing that I want to share is you can improve the sound of these Diamond 225 speakers by modifying replacing with the taller spacers. You will not need to replace the bolts because bolts are more than long enough to use it with the taller spacers. So that's what I did, and I really like it. And then I don't use the super tweeter anymore. Okay, I'm gonna mount the base plate now. So easier way is like mount the bolts and put the washers. All right, let's mount the base plate back on. This is the easiest mode that I have ever done on any speakers. Now it's all set. This is the final, and that's the spacer that I took out. That's the size that I use. Probably you will find it at the hardware store or even like eBay or Amazon. They might have the size. Just to share my experience by modifying spacers, that you can really improve the sound of the lower part of the frequency range. Then next is I'm gonna replace the jumper in the back. I want to use the pure copper. This is one of the speakers that they get everything right for the price. You think about it, it started off around like $450 retail price, and then some years ago, and then $350, now $299. I think this is the really good speaker that you can buy for your money. The build quality, sound quality, and everything. I mean, just to make sure no stray wires. Here's a little close-up shot to show you how I have done it here. Gold-plated metal jumpers were replaced with Mogami W3104 speaker wires. The necklace are pure copper wires. So this is a mode that I did. It's a very easy and cheap modification to do. So if you love your Diamond 225 speakers, try it before you go out and buy another pair of speakers, because you might appreciate more of a sound quality by replacing this kind of a small and simple modification of the speakers. So I just want to share the modification that I did to my wafted Diamond 225 speakers by replacing the jumpers and replacing the spacer between the base plate and downfiring port. To me, it took out all the muddy nets, and it's cleaned up the bottom area of a frequency range, the bass and lower mid-range area, and high frequency is a bit cleaner as well. So please give it a try. You have nothing to lose except for a few bucks if you don't like it. So this is a quick modification that you can do to your Diamond 225 speakers for sound improvement, and I just out to share with you guys, people who love wafted Diamond 225 speakers. Thank you for watching and happy listening. I have more new speakers coming up for review. Stay tuned and thank you.